Hi, my name is Jasmine, and I had a supernatural encounter with God in my room, and it is now 47 days after I was saved. I don't know if I said in the last one it was 47 days, but it is 47 days. And this is the second part of me talking about being delivered from these evil spirits, evil demonic spirits. I want to make it very clear. There's a difference between evil spirits and the Holy Spirit. Being delivered from these spirits of demonic movies and images and playing the Ouija board. So I was just explaining that when my friend Tony was praying over me, he asked me, did you ever play the Ouija board? The Holy Spirit was showing him this. He said, and I said, I don't remember that. And I started thinking, I was like, I think I made one with paper with my friends. It wasn't the real actual board game one, but made one with paper with my friends. It doesn't matter. And I think I remember writing up the letters, and the Holy Spirit was showing him what this person looked like. I think I might have an idea who it was, but I'm not 100% sure because I was in elementary school. But I do have those very vague images of us like making one out of paper. I'm almost I'm certain we did, but it was just so long ago. It's like very vague. It's very hard to remember. And the Holy Spirit was showing him, so I was like, dang, it's so crazy because I was even praying about this last night. I was even renouncing the spirit of Ouija boards and all these other things. And come to find out the next day, my friend was going to pray with me about this. So, and he didn't know that I prayed that. That's God. That's God. So I was saying in the last video, it's just crazy that these games are sold at Target. Like what? Like the makers of these games are putting this in the toy section. The toy section to literally give you a tool to communicate with demons. And I was like, I know for sure whatever company that makes this game, they are not Christian. They are for sure overtaken by demonic spirits, because how do you put in the toy section for kids a game that allows them and gives them the tool right in their hands to say, here, come communicate with evil spirits, so you can invite them into your home, invite them into your literally your mind and your body. It's awful. And so, I know other people have had experiences with the Ouija board. And if you felt anything, if you've ever played it and felt anything or seen anything, my cousin told me a story, and this is the second time I've heard this, where they try to get rid of it and it came back, or something else, even just demonic stuff happened. And in that same house, they've had they have seen spirits and they are hearing things. So I'm gonna be going over there to pray over them. I have to sneeze. Maybe not. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm letting you guys know, whether you believe it or not, and that's not just me, the Holy Spirit's telling me to tell you, whether you believe it or not, whether you're aware of it or not. And I'm letting you know now, when you play these games, you are allowing these demonic spirits into your life, period. There's no if, ands, or buts about it. Not even like, well, it's just a game, I'm not really taking it. It doesn't matter if you're taking it seriously or not. That's exactly what these demons want you to do. They want you to not take it seriously. They want you to not take it seriously. The game's not going to have written on the back, hello, this is a game to invite demonic spirits that will haunt you and torment you and go and get into your mind and start working, like implanting evil thoughts from the devil. Like, it's not going to say that. It's like, oh, here's a fun game. Have fun. See what you can find. Like, see, like, what happens. Like, like, people need to understand this. And I didn't understand this. I'm telling you guys, I didn't understand this either. I had no qualms, no issue with Halloween before. And I talked about this in the last video, but actually I was like, oh, I love Halloween. And, not knowing. And please go watch the other ones, because God gave me a lot of information to share with you guys in that one. And then going back to the movies, you have to ask yourself, the people who are making these movies, and when you watch these movies, is God having you watch something that is literally making you afraid, like, and I'm not, and this is not like, oh, I'm just like, who's putting you in that spirit of fear? Is that God? Is that him? Would he have people who believed in him creating these movies? And you don't think so many of these filmmakers and the people who are creating these games know exactly what they're doing? These, you know, and again, I know it's hard for people to understand. I know I didn't see it before, but really, really think about it. Go back to the Word. Go back to the Word. What does God give us? And it's just become so, it's just part of the culture, like, you know, just. And I want you to ask yourself, if you enjoy these scary movies, if you're like, I love horror movies, I love Halloween, I love going to these haunted houses, I love going to these even the ones on people's homes, you know, I love, you know, going to the ones at Universal Studios. I just love all these. Where do you think that's coming from? Where do you think those thoughts are coming? Those thoughts that are coming from inside of you, do you think that's coming from the Holy Spirit within you? Or do you think that's coming from evil spirits that are dwelling within your mind and within your body? And I know a lot of people are going to feel conviction about that right now, thinking like, where is that coming from? If you just love it so much, you just revel in it. Oh, I just love Halloween. I love these scary movies. I love the decorations. I love getting really scared. And then you take your kids to this. Do you think God is the one who's putting that idea to tell you to take your kids to a horrible haunted mansion thing, or even just again on people's lawns with demonic horror looking you know, figurines and people dressed up in demonic horror movie costumes? Like, do you think that's God putting that idea in your head to take your kids to that? I feel like he wants me to be firm on this and say, listen to his voice. Hear what he's telling you. This is not coming from me. This is him. This is what he's having me tell you. Do you think that's him telling you to take your kids to these things? And to realize that at such a young age, them not knowing, you're their protector. You're their protector. You're supposed to keep them away from evil, not just the evil that we hear about, evil people in the news and strangers like that, but even this, even the stuff that the enemy disguises as fun, it disguises as games, disguises as, oh, it's just for fun. Is that God putting that idea in your head to take your kids to these things and watch these movies, even as simple as Hocus Pocus, Practical Magic? These are all movies that I used to love. I used to love these movies. Not anymore. When it is so clear what God says in his word about these things, and I am going by what the word says. And my friends, we had a little Bible study this past weekend. They asked a really good question, which is, have you ever put what he says, love, I don't know the exact words, like love the Lord your God with all your heart, like the two commands that he said, these are the most important ones, and love your neighbor as yourself. My friends asked, has there ever been a time that you put the second one before the first, where you loved your neighbor before God? And the reason he's having me think about this right now is like, have you given into what everyone else is doing, to what your neighbor's doing, your friends doing, your family's doing, over what he wants us to do? That's what he wants me to ask you at the end of this video. So I'm gonna quickly maybe put something in the next one, but that's pretty much it. All right, that one is done. I'm like, is there anything else for that one? That one is complete, and I'm gonna go into the next one, and you guys are really gonna like the next one. Okay, bye.